Hello, 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 hello! Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be continuing our playthrough of Tokyo Afterschool Summoners for Chapter 16. Where we last left off, we fought Curran. And now we speculated the battle is going to be escalated back to the top of the Tower of Babel. Let's go ahead and see how the story progresses from here. If there's any sound issues, just let me know. But other than that, we are hopping right in. Looks like it's in a new ward, Setagaya. This is where a number of other events take place, such as the Agricultural Academy stuff, and I believe the mountaineering stuff. But yeah, Second Life Part 1. We're going to be finishing 6 parts for this playthrough, just like yesterday. And as I mentioned yesterday, a different schedule, but today I'm going to correct that and say tomorrow I'm going to be streaming the next part. Same time. So it's going to be a Monday, maybe a bit awkward, but I don't want this to carry over into next week when part of this campaign is going to be over by then. So yeah, let's hop right in. Hello, Hyun-chan. Always good to see you. Second Life, Part 1. Look at this. I'd recognize that silhouette. Over the streets, under a curtain of darkness, he runs. His footfalls are light and eager. He radiates youthful energy. Fresh ingredients shipped from the Academy's farms just this morning find a secure perch on his arms. Is this supposed to be not Inaba, but the other fox guy? I already forgot his name. Not to be outdone by his footfalls, his expression also has the radiant energy of one just born. Inari? Oh, it's Nisruch. How does this guy sound? I don't even know. Hey, Inari! You finished loading up the farm stock? A large man with devil horns asks the youth, the volume of his voice an easy match for the volume of his body. Hey, it is Inari. All done, Mr. Nisroch. It's all packed up and accounted for. Rit to go anytime. The Voplacerian Inari answers with a pleasantness exceeding the aura with which he had worked. No, that's the kind of answer I want to hear, pal. I expect nothing less from my number one apprentice. The demon Nisroch, clad in chef's garb, opens the door of his perfectly polished minivan and shouts to his people. Hop on in, kid. It's time for the Nisroch kitchen mobile to take on the streets. Yo, oddly rival, welcome back, welcome back. Chapter 16, Part 1, Game Masters Exters, a battle of leading roles. Woo, I love the scene. I don't know. It's just so out of synchrony with the rest of Hosamo's OST that this just sounds really good. I'm Inari, apprentice chef. I'm a transient training in the culinary arts. And this here is Mr. Nisroch. He says he used to be a 3-star chef, and his cooking blew me so much away that I begged him to make me his apprentice. Mr. Nisroch, aka Meta, for all of 6 months before they released Auto Mode. Except, I gotta get up real early to stock up the ingredients, and Mr. Nisroch's a strict teacher, let me tell ya. Inari looks out at the Tokyo streets from the kitchen mobile's passenger window as dawn brightens the scenery with its sleepy rays. It strikes him that until this past year, he had never known the beauty of this world, the world of morning held, or how joyful it was to be called by name at the workplace. Before picking up a cleaver and a cutting board, my previous line of work did not permit me to use my real name in public. I got to thinking that if I can't say my own name, then maybe this isn't the job for me. Couldn't I at least be the main character of my own life? Wasn't there anything else I wanted to do? So I jumped to a new world. This one left all that baggage behind. I never looked forward to the start of a new day this much. It's just so exciting, this new life of mine. There's never a dull moment. Yeah, this here's the starting point in my life. And my second life finally begins. Hey, look at all these elite stage mobs. Hey, I'm starving over here. I've been waiting forever. Where's my ticket? Finally, chow time. Wait here, I'll go stand in line. I've been watching SpongeBob clips lately, and some of them are just from some angry customers. What the hell is in this demon beef bowl? It's probably good. Give me 3. In the early hours of the morning, I accidentally skipped that, before other eateries open their doors, crowds of the hungry descend upon the kitchen mobile in search of an early breakfast or late dinner. Here's your demon beef bowl, King. Eat up. Another busy day, huh? The line's settling down, so I'm moving to the register, Mr. Nisroch. Got it, kid. All right, that's another extra large demon beef bowl ordered. Got it. Right this way, everyone. And don't worry, there's plenty to go around. I gotta say, I'm really glad we finally have a food truck in the area. Well, I'm happy you're happy. The job has good challenges and good rewards. He experiences the joy of having people thank him to his face. He has fewer and fewer nights when his mind drifts back to how things used to be. When he actually used to be a relevant character with a good kid. That never happened in Housamo, at least. But, you know, this a pretty important character in Shinto mythology, I'm pretty sure. As he passes out in meals and rings up orders, wishing from the bottom of his heart that these days will never end, however. Can't think that. Didn't you used to show up here with a different friend? Wow, you actually remember that. Damn, remind me not to underestimate a cook again. Well, in my old job, I kept a close eye on every, Was that? Well, lately that poor guy's been kind of out of it, so he's locked himself up in one of those new personal shelters. Huh? Mob giving a lore dump is kind of funny. He's from Babel, see, and he started going on about the most incomprehensible stuff. Let me tell you. You tell us, Red Senri. One day when the two were walking along the streets of Tokyo. Here it is again. So stay away. Stay away from me, you hear? Don't come any closer. Huh? What are you talking about? Hey, pal, there's no one here. You seeing things? What do you mean there's no one there? Why can't you see it? Right there, there's another. And another. Oh, no, stay away, stay away. Huh? Another what? Another what? Another me, damn it! Right there! He thought that he was one of many mobs. Don't you talk to me! Stay away! Giving way too much voice acting energy to these random bozos. The customer continues, mentioning how his friend said that even though he wanted to stay away, he couldn't. It's like he's addicted or something, like he can't just help himself. So he told me he had no choice but to separate himself from everyone for protection, to shut out verbal communication. So he shut himself away in his shelter, cutting off all contact and keeping absolute silence. Himori style. Hearing that, Inori finds himself looking up. Naturally, the tallest building in all of Tokyo comes into view. Back in my old job, I heard this rumor about Tokyo Babel Tower over there. Word has it it's where the app. The reason transients from all sorts of worlds can understand each other's languages in Tokyo is because the app translates. We're finally getting to the original Tower of Babel's lore. It was supposed to be the thing that led to the creation of different languages in the Bible, but the Tower of Babel has just been sitting here not mentioning that this entire time. Well, you know, being part of something reaching the sky has always been part of the Bible too. Rumor says that the app can't function without the radio waves provided by the towering structure. I think there's a bunch of people like my friend around lately too. What the hell's happened to Tokyo? New life? The members of the Arakawa Wanderers look surprised when they hear Tua Shen and Hei Lung Yichuan's give their infiltration report. Those two tell their guild everything they saw and heard in their encounter alongside you and the others. Those child prodigies were artificially designed and birthed through the laboratory's efforts. The laboratory was one environment of many created where such an accomplishment would be allowed. Any form of life was accepted, whether angel, demon, or robot. Clone or test tube baby, it made no difference. The laboratory's objective was the birth of a perpetual system. They called it the creation of new life. Thank you, frame rate. The humanity that would be the leading role of the future. That's what they called new life. What the hell is that? Me not knowing how to pronounce that. It is alive, yet Tua Shen does not want to believe it to be a living being. It isn't just alive, it seems to be sentient, responding to his presence with something akin to emotion. In fact, one might even interpret it as love. Thank you for this exact flashback. Tua Shen rushes up all the stuff it contains, continues to hear disgust. He feels an unspeakable disgust. He can hear nothing but comprehend nothing. Compelled to perceive something in his mind was never meant to contain, much like the force fed would when his stomach had long since reached its limit. Feeling something that he does not wish to believe is emotion coming from something he does not wish to believe is alive, he vomits. I'm fast forwarding because we have read these exact lines before. Tua Shen desperately tries to think amid the fog encroaching on his consciousness. If this has appeared in future city, no, perhaps all throughout Tokyo, then what if more of them keep on appearing? New life, eh? Still, it ain't like the blokes up and attacking us or nothing, right? Why then were they supposed to be a threat? The listeners cannot understand. Tua Shen and Heilong understand their confusion. They have a hard time explaining it, and they were the ones who experienced it. It's like... I think it's kind of like you need to experience for yourself before you can really get it. It's this feeling of no longer being the main character in your own story, you know? It feels like the ground's falling out from under you. They said new life was the future, the image of themselves in time to come. But if that is supposedly your future self, then what reason does your present self have for being here now? Oh, I thought it was a completely different denizens. Is it actually just like our future selves? At the starting point of their endeavor is a pretext that even I have to admit is legitimate. This is all read before too. The protection of old humanity, that is one of the reasons they conduct the game in Tokyo. In the near future, the humans of this Tokyo will lose their habitat. The game consists of a looping repetition of the period leading up to that. Because beings they call new life will play the leading role of the next era. Finally fed everyone, huh? Well, let's enjoy the calm before the next storm and catch a breather. I'll say. Catch up while you can too. Head over here, you nutty. I'll cook you up a meal. Ah, sweet! Lunch from the chef himself. Oh, Sorry, Mr. Nistok. I got a call from an old friend. No, I'll be back right away. Don't worry. Wait, Inari? Wonder why you rushed off so quick. So, you say that being confronted with the reality of what one will become in the future leaves one feeling their very existence is in flux. Okay. So this is new development in terms of last time we heard it was the denizens of Utopia. This time we're kind of hearing that the denizens of Utopia and our future selves are one and the same. Boris, one of the world representatives in East, shares his impression at the meeting taking place amid all the post-conflict cleanup. That I cannot understand. Is oneself not oneself? Why need to feel any form of shock? I imagine a superhuman such as yourself would have difficulty understanding the view of the mundane. Ahuramaza, though I am hardly one to talk. Ahuramaza, Anyankapon. I believe I can understand, if only slightly. There can only be one sun in the world. Should another seek that position, one must fall. Speaking of which, where has Corporate Girl disappeared off to? I was hoping you would be around for the rest of the explanation. Taking up after Mikhail, it seems. Personally, I would like to leave him to himself. Give him his space. In any case, this is a matter for law enforcement. Our domain. I believe it can be described as a problem of immigration. The accelerated migration from Utopia to Tokyo could be called that in legal terms, I suppose. New life encroaches on the space and habitats on the incumbent residents simply by being there. There will be tensions with the natives for sure. After all, few can hope to withstand knowing the future. What say we make a move in advance then? Like making requests of operatives on the ground. If it isn't Kotaro and Oze. So, how's it going? Breaking in the dough. As much as I'd like to say business is steady, I must admit it to some difficulties. Wasn't Oze like stabbed by Alice or something? Or not Alice, but Christine. There's been a veritable avalanche of requests from the Mega Alliance and all other interested parties to investigate the now active future beings. However, let's be real here. How's anyone supposed to catch entities from here from the future? Like, how are you supposed to outwit a force that knows all of your moves before you make them? Well, what's our guildmaster telling us to do? Nothing I can tell. You know how our guildmaster is. There's just no way for us to reach out to the guy. Yeah, I figured that was the case. Where's this thing though? It doesn't seem. He doesn't look like he's done any training in stealth or covert ops or any of that. The guildmaster of the agents, a guild of spies, ninja, and intelligence operatives, is known for how unknowable he is. Not even those close to him know his true face. Uber, really awful guy in real life, but they made him into this fat Kirby character in Housamo. He only makes himself present when he wishes it, and none of the other agents can hope to pursue him. Kotaro boosts up the app and looks at the location tracker on it, but the guildmaster is nowhere to be seen. Not even first-rate agents such as Kotaro, Sandayu, and Oze can escape the app's all-seeing eye. Gone when we need them the most. So, what are we going to do moving forward as a guild? In reality, the agents have not yet had their guildmaster announce an official entry into the Mega Alliance. A few of the members have been taking part in Alliance operations unofficially, however. As for the information they gained from you a few days ago, regarding Tokyo Laboratory's existence in the top floors and the top floors of Babel Tower, well, the guildmaster maintained his silence on what the agents should do as a guild. Come to think of it, what's our old top agent up to these days anyway? Aze, Agent 057, never once want to care too much for numbers, speaks with flippant disregard. Wherever he is, he'll be just as hard to find. He was the guildmaster's right-hand guy and just as skilled. Who's the guy good with numbers? Is this Turing? Surely not. I used to be good at recognizing silhouettes, and now I'm just like not recognizing any of this. This isn't Inari, is it? The guildmaster, a maestro in information politics, had a close operative with skills in subterfuge in combat called the Diviner. Having a territorial advantage in this Tokyo, he maintained a long and illustrious career with the agents full of achievements. You know he's part of the agents? Okay. Sure, Jen. Yeah, one day he covered his tracks and disappeared, denying any pursuit, much like the guildmaster himself. Oh my gosh, what are those bedroom ads first seen? How does Hoover sound? I don't even know. Hey there, Inari. Been well, huh? Been doing well. What are you doing here? Didn't I tell you not to come to my new job? I need you, Inari. How about coming back to the seat next to me? No, and no. I've cut ties with the old me. That's not who I am anymore. How did you get my contact info anyway? Did you make it so no one can see my old history on the app, Hoover? There you go again, my dear Inari. You know full well how, so why ask that? After all, no one knows the app better than me, because I'm... Oh. Oop. Huh? These are the new mob. The old new mob. If we confirm they commit any acts of aggression in violation of the law, we can seek a deportation through the courts. I have no need to attack, trust me. They need only be present to make us beings of the old age crumble. That is still aggression of a political nature, yet I wonder. the world representatives of Utopia must be attempting to gain the trophy, much as we and the other representatives are. I wonder what the exile is of Utopia. If that is the case, then we will be forced on the defensive the longer we wait. Because not even us, the representatives of our worlds, have information from the future that can tell who she truly is. I imagine she has no reason to get out of her way to wage an attack and reveal her end either. Well done, Inari. That's the diviner I know. Not a speck of rust on no skills, no sir. I told you not to call me that anymore. And why are people attacking in the streets anyway? That's the thing. I can think of too many reasons. That's why I'm here to ask you to be my bodyguard. I'm not going to let you forget who you owe for being able to retire back then, Inari. It's time to return the favor. I forgot who this bozo was in Hoover. I need to reread history. I have a feeling he was important when it came to either the war on drugs or the AIDS epidemic. AKA, he was just like, he had a dirt on a bunch of other people and he kind of sold out his own kind. But he was a big homosexual in secrecy. I'm looking missions. Sorry, force them out. Let's continue with the game. Part 2 of Second Life. Let's do this. Life that cannot change and adapt to new places or eras will die out. This law is ironclad. If this world is a struggle for survival, then its leading role is played by the one who survives to the end. Perhaps this can be turned on its head. Perhaps no matter the circumstances, the one who survives to the end is crowned the main player with the leading role. Now then, it is my deepest honor to express my appreciation at such an auspicious gathering of representatives from guilds all over Tokyo in the face of this unprecedented state of affairs. For our roll call, first we have, representing the summoners in the Omega Alliance, Moritaka Inuzuka and Tadatomo Inuyama. From the Nerima Warmongers, we have Yasuyori Inutaka and Tanatomo Inuzaka. Alright, looks like my thumbnail is correct, dead on the money. From the Shinagawa Invaders, we have Masanori Inumura and Yoshito Inukawa. Finally, from the Chuo Rulemakers, we have Nobumichi Inukai and Masashi. Incorrect! You mistaken my name, Moritaka! I did? Here we go again. It's Shinbei! Shinbei Inoue is the name I will have you call me by. Being a stickler for that name again, are you? My word, it does escape me why you so doggedly. This is the problem with the old blood. Their outlooks and perspectives are all so pitifully narrow. You cannot mean to claim ignorance of the fact that ever since man threw the first stone and sharpened the first stick in combat, grasping true names has always been key. True names? How about you cede the leading role of this council to the new generation and find yourself in a nice retirement? What was that? Child, if you think I will not box those cheeky little ears of yours. Let's cool down, you two. Here's your big brother. I'll explain things, so let's keep those bladed sheathed. Besides, it ain't like Shinbei here wants to hide his real name for reasons that have nothing to do with this meeting. What the hell are you going on about, Nobu? This better be a good explanation you have up your sleeve. I don't think you'll be disappointed. The 8 of us have fought among ourselves up until now, yet here we are side by side. There's only one reason. That world representative bitch of Utopia. Bitchtopia. We haven't even fully grasped her name yet. She'll meet with no one from any guilds. Not the Mega Lines, not the Street Guilds. That's why we're all here, reaching across the aisles for a big meeting, right? Indeed. She has shown no movement since the incident after all. And any sort of movement reveals intent, showing what one wants, and what one wishes to avoid. Yet dialogue is a strategy of sorts, and keeping silent this long deprives us of that. If she would at least show some form of hostility or aggression toward us, we would have something to work with. This stone dwelling, however... Strategists got no dice today. Good to see the dog warriors all together. They're just like, alright, let's get together. No preamble needed. Whoa, look at them go. It's like they're teleporting all over the place. I can't even follow them anymore. Time leaping attacks? Are these cyborgs from Utopia or something? Either way, I'm not keeping up with them if they stay that hazy. Hoover, you have their information, right? I sure do. Open up because I'm sending it your way. The man called Hoover pulls out a file that appears to be his secret artifact and hands part of it to Inari. The transient Inari was one of the agent's top operatives in days past, and a figure both lauded and feared. He was surrounded by a group of hostile agents on that day, much like he is now, in a situation where his death is all but assured. Yet calm as ever, he reaches one hand into a hole in the void while making esoteric symbols with his other. He grabs what lies on the other side and pulls it out, revealing a pile of cell tags. Opening them, he reads aloud the true names of his foe's sacred artifacts. His foes could not hide their fear. How had they been exposed? Why did he know their real names? An onmyoji working for the regime, he managed strategies and identities like the deity Taishan Hujun and held the true names of the masses. The most auspicious of onmyoji lies within was said to draw blood from the divine Inari Fox, a deity with an enduring tradition in the land. Rumor has it that Inari himself is the reincarnation of a being from an ancient world long forgotten. A curse is a true name. Even the invisible, should it be bound with the magic of a name, will lose its force. I think I've heard of this a few times in other stories. We also heard it within Housamo when they called the true name of the dragon palace. It was like Wato no Kuri or something like that. And then that dispelled the myth of the dragon palace and they were able to free themselves. Since the far-flung days of old, the village in which he was born has had a custom of hiding one's true name. To give an example, should a courtier ask the name of their beloved and hear their true name in return, this is to be considered agreement to the marriage. Thus, a high-level battle of onmyoji is a race to see who can secure the foe's true name first. That's kind of like social media fights, right? First person to get the name doxed loses. I suppose one can say that information warfare has always been thus. Now, Tinilos, what would you say to getting some work done instead of bloviating? Well, I have been ordered by Master Turing to investigate the deep web for information on Utopia's world representative. Since we're given this job, we must succeed, and yet, how is it we have found not one scrap of information on her? True name's fantasy trope, yes. Just like Voldemort, too. What was his name again? Tom Riddle, that's it. Yeah, I mean, how is this MX other character not leaving any signs of activity anywhere on the internet? It's wild! As a player of the game, she is obligated to use the app, so how... Wait, Enigma. I got it. How about this? What if someone on the side that made that app hid her data? Sounds like that could be the right to me. Alright, Hoover time. He glances down at the file Hoover hands him, and his eyes momentarily register surprise. Wait, these names? They're natives here? From Yoyogi Academy, no less. Oh, whoop. Wrong time and place. He writes a true names of his opponents and their sacred artifacts from the file onto his spell tags and begins chanting. By the 5 elements and the 5 gods, I command thee, evil, to be cast out! In my name of Inari, I demand the power of these sacred artifacts be dulled! Ooh, frame rate. Made it somehow. Now that's Inari the Diviner I know. Looks like you still got it. I told you couldn't call me that. I'm out of the game. Inari the Diviner. That's what they called me here in Tokyo when I was a storied agent. That's all behind me now, though. I'm reborn, enjoying my second life. That's all in the past. The way it was before doesn't matter. Who do you have to thank for putting that all in the past? I'm the one who erased your history in the app, remember? I think you could stand to pay back the favor, couldn't you? But that's just me. Just what is it you're trying to make me do, Hoover? You see, I'm about to meet with some people, and I'm in the market for a bodyguard. A bodyguard like you. This place, wow, this place is ancient. This is where Lopongi fought the missionaries. This place really brings me back. You've been called to visit Chiyoda Tunnel, a place you've been to before. Have we? I don't know. I'm pretty sure we saw lots of flashbacks with Alchemin fighting Lucifage or some shit, but were we here with Merchosius? I forgot. This is where the summoners and the genociders came into fierce violent clash. That and oh, I see. Remember the day when Chino died? Yeah, this is it. It was this location. As in this, the exit of Chiyoda Tunnel. Don't we make it outside? Why the stream get cut off? Are any of the other streamers? No? Nada? What? Are we under maintenance or something? I better give some apologies for this. Something's not right here. Huh? Everyone? Chino! Chino! Where are you? Chino? You are alright. I am glad. Yatsufutsu. Now there's a name I haven't heard in quite some time. Ever since I fulfilled the role attached to it and discarded it. It is a name that describes a lone corpse and righteousness that reaches in 8 directions. If I am what is left after the role given to it was fulfilled. That's right. This is where we survivors of the first game fought with you. Who dis? Oh, it's Ark! Where you been, bitch? Seriously, you said I'm out, and then you disappeared for like 10 chapters after you were examining what's it called, Az's thoughts and your family's weapons. I wanted to talk to you here specifically. Thanks for hearing my request, Arthur. I think Ark maybe briefly showed up in the last chapter too. Maybe they were running away from the pilot drones or something. Ark! Where you been, bitch? That's you, alright. Standing with a light behind them is Ark, leader of the Otomachi genociders, the sole person in the guild at this point. It really has been a while, Arthur. I'm glad you seem to be doing well. Forgive me for being unable to make it to the big battle with the rule makers. Well, where are you up to, Ark? I'm sure you had your hands tied. I was getting to the bottom of all that's going on from a different route. There were a lot of people to meet with on the way, and I puzzled out 2 key factors. Alright, Ark, what has the results of your investigation given? After all these chapters, what have you been doing? The first is the discovery and exploration of the massive dungeon under Chiyoda. There's a dungeon under Chiyoda. There's a dungeon under Chiyoda. Can we have that dungeon, please? New dungeon, please. Give us a new dungeon. I'm sick of Aoyama. I'm sick of the, the barrier at the, what's called, Roppongi site. I'm sick of Ikebukuro. I'm sick of Shinjuku's library. Give me a new dungeon under Chiyoda, please. I'm so down. I'm down 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I entered as a guildmaster of the Genociders and managed to get about halfway in. The second relates to the Tokyo Laboratory and its survivors, which is where my fate began. Right, old laboratory. Where the Genociders got our start. The first game. They're the ones who established our old school, Fujimi Academy, and made the students brutalize each other. Oh shit, I skipped one! The laboratory, I said wistfully as I think back on not what Mononobe said, but what you just said, which I skipped by accident. The ones who made us fight our comrades whilst they sat back, watching and taking their notes. The laboratory is still around, and I found a lead. As far as I know, the game is in Tokyo was made by 3 beings. The first was Solomon, whom I mentioned. The second was someone else you saw, world representative of Utopia. The one who came from the other world of Utopia. This Tokyo's future. That's right, the being who had surpassed human understanding. We'll get to that later, though. First comes the last of the 3 who started the game. Though it wasn't a person, but an organization. A research organization called the Laboratory, run by the Tokyo denizens in a previous era. Indeed, that is where the guildmasters of the 2 guilds you have faced hail from. Isaac, Bertro, Robert, and Charles, Curran, and Dubo. I think it's Charles. No, that's Clark. It's both, actually. Those child prodigies were artificially designed and birthed through the laboratory's efforts. All with genetic defects, by the way, because of inbreeding of a sort. I doubt I've met them more than a few times at most, and there's virtually no way they see me the way I see them, but biologically, they're all my children. Why am I reading this though? We already saw this. The laboratory was once an environment of many created where such an accomplishment would be allowed. Any form of life was accepted, whether angel, demon, or robot. Clone or test tube baby, it made no difference. The laboratory's objective was the birth of a perpetual system. They called it the creation of new life. Part of that was the artificial immortality, the research conducted at Fujimi Academy in Kyoto Ward. The old game where they created small-scale battle zones, gave the kids otherworldly powers, and made them fight. Correct, and as you know, the old game at Fujimi Academy ended in failure. I did it at the hands of a single survivor with the help of outside. I thought it was Marchosius, but I guess it's Marchosius and the outlaws in general in liaison with Suzuka. As a result, the old laboratory fell apart. Indeed, that laboratory no longer exists, yet the game continues on. I mentioned that the laboratory sought to create a perpetual system, didn't I? That's right, the laboratory still lives, and Salmon and MX other joint hands. I'm sure you know the Administrative Guild's portal, the Game Master's Tower of Babel. That is where it lies. The new laboratory is at the top of the tower. That's right. The laboratory and the people who dragged my family and me into the old game are still active. They're still keeping the game running again from the shadows. And they stole my family from me again. So I'm going to Tokyo Babel Tower. As a survivor of the old game, that's my obligation. Ultimate survivor here. Coming with you, Ark. Can't let you go alone. Thanks, Aerithon. That's really reassuring. But before we talk about that, I need to tell you about the lead I found. That lead is a person, and I've arranged to meet him here today. Who could that be? Hold on, before we get into that, looks like he's here. Who dis? Oh, it's Hoover. Tell us your secrets, Fatso! Hey there, and howdy. The Guildmaster of the Summoners and the Genociders, right? Oh, new faces. I'm Hoover, Guildmaster of the Ancients, and the sole developer of the app you all use. The sole developer? Okay, I thought he was the lead on it. I didn't realize he was the sole developer. The app's developer. There goes my second life. Alright. We're making our way downtown to the center of this playthrough. Second night, part 3. Back at Chiyoda. It happened quite a while before this meeting. Yes, that's right. I'm the one who added the dating option to our Ventures app. I know I'm just on the internet, and it isn't my place to slap something like that in, but when I started working on it, I just couldn't stop. Huh? A new project, you say? Whoa! Are you sure you didn't add some extra zeros in this budget? Of course I'm in. I just need to sign this NDA, right? Wow, this looks like a doozy. Conferral of basic temporal leap electronic communication device technology and accompanying third-class privileges. Okay. I don't want to skip through this. I need a moment to process this. This seems kind of important, maybe, for what the app is supposed to be, and thus what the rest of the host mode is supposed to be. Control of basic temporal leap electronic communication device technology and accompanying third-class privileges. Temporal leap, time travel. Electronic communication device technology, so that's the app. So there's time travel associated, and this is referring to the denizens of Utopia, aka the future citizens of Tokyo. So this is not the app, or maybe it's one of the features of the app is in relation to whatever MXL is planning right now with the immigration of these new migrants, these new life. What? You want some of my hair and a bit of skin from the roof of my mouth? I guess it's for security clearance or something like that. There are two main guilds with portals in Chiyoda War taking part in the app game. One is Arcs Genociders. Yep, that is true. That's why we always go to Chiyoda to farm blossoms. And the other is the Guild of Intelligence Operatives known as the Agents. The Agents Guildmaster Hoover is the very developer of the app itself. The Yurokucho Entertainers and the Oshiagi Game Masters possess first and second class privileges respectively as administrators. Respectively. Okay, so there is a hierarchy between the entertainers and the game masters. Huh? Okay, so Yurokucho entertainers have first class. Second class seems to be actually higher than first class, in a sense, where the game masters are higher. Are they saying that Hoover himself is higher? Well, maybe I'm mistaking that. I'm making solutions without actually just listening. The privilege of camouflaging zones or roles and the privilege of editing memories. Yes, that was something that the Game Masters had. I don't know about the entertainers, but it was definitely what the Game Masters had. But camouflaging one's roles, that was definitely an entertainer thing. These are needed both to make the game more exciting and to keep it going. Hoover has also been given special privileges needed for the game, in this case for the development of its app. Hoover's third-class privileges allow him to access the app's internal data. Is this like a tier above the two, or is it a tier below them? It's kind of a bit confusing, but I'm guessing it's above them, even though it's normally third class would be lower. In the game, the app is a device for recreating its users' sacred artifacts and rules. For that to function, the app's internal network obviously has the user's true name stored. However, for the game to function, the app treats these names as hidden, masking them from other users. Except Hoover is allowed unconditional access to all of this data. He is also able to designate certain information exchanges in the app as top secret when needed. In other words, he's hiding MX Other's true name. He can see all information that is communicated through this app. There are no exceptions for anyone taking part in the app game, for example. Not even the most elusive being imaginable, regardless of whether they happen to be a certain role representative. Anyway, once more with feeling, I'm the Guildmaster of the Agents, Hoover. You're super cute. Wow. Talk about leading with a right hook. How about we start out by dating with expectations of marriage? Okay, interesting. You're just a normal student. Not that I imagine I had not the image I had of the Spy Master. Agents members are usually more, you know... well, you know. It's not like I'm a field operative or anything. I can hit the broadside of a barn with a gun. My specialty is file organization technology, which I learned in school and on my own. File organization technology. Peak bureaucracy. The agents are famous for being a guild comprised of veteran intelligence agents, spies, and ninja. The guild has a more diverse skill profile than one would expect, however. Troop logistics, shooting, social engineering, sabotage, undercover investigations, and more. Every guild master has their own field of specialization. Hoover is no different. His specialty lies in management and leadership. He lacks any field-worthy abilities, and when faced with an active threat, even a child's reactions would put him to shame. When it comes to keeping himself safe, he needs someone he can trust. And that's why he had a business partner he could always depend on. This rag-ass, E-ass kid from Enada. You could have picked something better. Whatever. Someone who could make use of Hoover's ability to access true names to the fullest and neutralize any and all threats. A top agent. The top agent. Alright, so Hoover is able to access things, but that doesn't really do anything in itself. It seems like Inari's, because of his connection to his past world, he's able to actually weaponize the weapons to neutralize people. Intelligence requires one to be KG with their name. However, and Hoover's partner eventually got fed up with that and quit. Borrowing Hoover's privileges, he had all of his past information on the apps sectioned off as top secret. Now he's living off a normal second life with no connection to his agent work. Or so he thought. I like Hoover, Ara. I don't know, he's fat. And he's not generically designed. He's decently cutely designed in terms of his fashion setting. It's a pretty easy to design fat characters to be ugly or have bad fashion or some shit like that. So he's not just some flanderized joke version of a fat people. With that said, he's based on a really problematic character in real life. I forget what Hoover did, though. I do need to double check it, but yeah, suffice to say, he was a top dog in the American government that led to a lot of bad things. What happened to my life? Why am I here? How'd things turn out like this? I'd love to get acquainted. Oh, my name's Inari. I'm an apprentice chef. Hoover and I are old friends, so I'm just considering his plus one. What a handsome chef in training. Oh, thanks. Good to meet you, Harrison. Hark, how do you meet him? How do you come to know these guys? I'll give you a quick explanation. After that fight here in Chiyoda Ward, I spent all my time following the laboratory's tracks. That fight here in Chiyoda Ward? Who are you following? Like, are you following the geniuses or something? Right, I guess Ark would be quite attached to that moment. Well, obviously, but I didn't realize they would design their mission around that. The game was supposed to be over and done with, but I wanted to know why it started again. As I searched and searched, I ended up finding out about Hoover entirely by coincidence. Yeah, I bet. The way things are set up, you can't even find out I exist through the app alone. The first director of the FBI. Ugh, that's yucky. That's yucky. Yuck, yuck. Yeah. I could go on about that, but I want to continue this right. How do you mean, Hoover? You did say you were the app dev. Where do I begin? Well, let's see, I started off by making a dating app. Oh, I see. So you make Grindr. Yuck here. Yeah, the swiping app. You use it to find a partner, you know. There it is. I was basically making it for my own personal reasons at first. Oh, he was trying to find the optimal hookup for himself. That happens after I capitalized on that and began working at an app company as a student intern. That's why I got scouted, and my app became the foundation of the app. I could not believe they're saying that Grindr is the foundation of the Housamo app. That's crazy. Of the app we use today. How much did you know? You knew about the Tokyo Laboratory? Orcas told me a lot as Guildmaster of the Genociders. I thought I knew it all, but it looks like I might not have known anything. Earthen. Hoover got involved with the app after the old game was over and done with. after everything, back at Fujimi Academy, but I have no intention of questioning him on that right now. Though if the old me found him, I'd probably hold him just as responsible as all the others. Hoover, you agreed to help us, risking exposure to danger. I'm grateful for that. That's all I feel. I'll take that to mean I can continue then. In any case, I'm able to handle the information in the app as I wish. Full reign. Which means I can offer up any app-based secrets might want. Do you know about Extrastellar? Ooh, jumping right into it. I'm probably the only person on Surface with access to that kind of exclusive info. Yeah, there's also rumors about his homosexuality, but, you know, let's not forget what the FBI did. They pretty much destroyed local, communist and socialist groups. They destroyed local black resistance groups. They let the fucking AIDS epidemic happen. They pretty much, it's a sabotage group so that the American white supremacist empire came. Not a great thing, but, sometimes people are an asset for empire, and yet they still want to live their own lives individually, which is like Hoover in real life, who could not show outwardly that he was a big homosex, but, all the signs were there. And really, at least, he was not really able to fully develop his sexuality based on that environment, and even though he was constantly questioning it. I believe he was cross-dressing too at some point. See, the app's a piece of software that only works here in Tokyo, here on the surface. Only works in Tokyo. You'll have to, I skipped that. You'll have to, you'll have a warm time getting it to work in the stratosphere, or say, the ionosphere. Did we not get it working in night clothes? I don't know. Well, then again, Nodens did change the rules of the app or the game before that time, and that's how the entire scenario happened, so it's quite entirely possible that was an exception. So to keep it moving, you need a developer here on the surface. I'm one of its caretakers responsible for maintaining it. The world representative of the future world Utopia is one of the players of our game. You don't actually read it as mother. Please tell me how you read it, because I feel like saying MX others sounds so dumb. The X is like a piece of in-development code for the system. The name represents a completely unique being born of the combination of two others. In other words, it's a hybrid being. Just spit it out! I missed. I really can't hit the broadside of a barb, can I? Is he shooting himself or something? Future Hoover's shooting himself. Alright. Any more than that's taboo, other me. Any more than that's taboo, other me. Valuable secrets. Don't tell me you forgot you signed that NDA. What the? You have a twin? Arthur, this is a transient summoning. To be more clear, it's a combination of transient summoning and time leaping. I get it. The harvest of info makes it all come together at last. Shuichi, hidden underground to guard against attacks from space, remembers himself with a sigh. "23 worlds are connected to Tokyo, and the future world of Utopia has the honor of being 23rd. The opposite of that most ancient realm, the world of the old ones, a future that has developed time travel. That fact has allowed the same being from both present and future to exist at the same time in this Tokyo. Hoover, you know what to do. Pull up their true names again, and Hoover boots up the app and attempts to apply his privileges. This ends in vain. I know all too well what you're gonna do, Inari. No one knows what I'm going to do more than I do. So I took the liberty of designating them as top secret. I've got all the same privileges, you see. And while I've got you caught off guard... He drags him out for a self-cessed. Arthur! Uber? I won't let you take yourself in. So weird. Too late. Reinforcements appearing out of nowhere lock you and Arc down, and while you struggle with them. Inari. Hoover! The interlopers take advantage of that moment it takes for you to break free and depart with a burst of acceleration, vanishing into the distance. Between two Hoovers. The horny Israel. Don't tell me they went to. You look in the direction Hoover's kidnappers vanished off to and see it towering over you and the whole city. Okay, can we go to the Chiyoda dungeon though? I'm more interested in the Chiyoda dungeon than the Babel Tower right now, please. Then the treaty is ratified. From here on out, the 3 true guilds will now cooperate with the guild Mega Alliance. They fucking hate MXL's ass. Fuck the Game Masters. There's not a moment to lose. Let us join hands and throw the full might of the 8 Dog Warriors and the guilds we represent into the conquest of Tokyo Babel Tower. This brings the Summoners and Mega Alliance together with their 3 true guilds in one great union, poised to strike Babel Tower. Oh, the MCs! The MCs are jumping. Yet even with the tower in clear view, you and your allies have no idea what form your foes will take. Oh, and there's the Shino silhouette. Or the form of other comrades who await your reunion up high. The original title of the stream is Reunion. Fuck, I should have kept that. You reunite's the same thing, it's a root word. Alright. Woo-wee! Sumida? We barely have anything in Sumida. It's going to be a battle in Tokyo Babel Tower. Well, we'll read the details later. But for now... let's go ahead and take a 5-minute break. I know you've all been patient with watching the story with me. Thank you for following it so far. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying the fact that there's a new Chiyoda dungeon. Please release that. I will see you guys in 5 minutes. Ciao. That was about 5 minutes, right? Just about 5 minutes. Alright, let us resume with the second half of the stream. To Tokyo Babel Tower, Part 1. Live here, my dog operator last name, Hokkaido. Reheat to you the last name we made, Hokkaido. With regards to Live Hero, I was thinking of streaming it one day and then I was just like, I want to play it. And I don't have time to stream it, so... yeah, it's like, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll stream it, but not anytime soon. Divine materials as a reward in a tall map featuring gargoyle jump scare, along with these infinity dragons. Alright, let's hop right in. Sumida Ward. Wait, we got to choose? Shit. Give us someone who can boost thing. Coin and rank EXP. Do we have anyone with the gurus on? Yeah, unlikely for. And right, I figured. Oh, well, we'll take this one. And let's boost what resources we can. Do we have something we can boost resources here with? Rank, card, coin, money. I want to boost rank and coin. Those are kind of like unimportant relative to it, to be honest. We can just build a new team, honestly. What was this? What was this team I was making? What the fuck is this team? Oh, well, maybe it was just AI testing. Yo, Wadley Rival, welcome back. Hokkaido. I don't know Japanese enough to have a strong opinion on that name, but it's a fine name. It's like Hokkaido the mountain or something, right? Let's pull out all the stops and get some... Well, for now, let's run some dummies. Not you. Some other dummy, please. There you go. And you, and you. Sure. Alright, we're gonna give you some... we want to boost coin, actually. So let's go ahead and... get this, along with... maybe let's level someone, too. So if we're gonna level someone... we should bring some mentors. Aki and Hokkaido. I see. It's a fine enough combination. Sounds Japanese-ish. We're gonna bring some mentors. Which ones? Big Man and Beloved. And we're gonna level one Bozo. Might as well level... who can we level at this point? Who among my mentors are not really level? Ignore the fucking run Bozo there. Alright, we'll level you. We'll give you the... EXP filtering one, and we'll boost the rest with rank EXP. Very fun clerical work right now. We can equip these. You can equip this. You can equip this. You need someone who is water or fire. So, sorry, big man, you gotta go. We'll give you 2 over. And we'll keep this one because this has more rank EXP. It should be fine. Kind of a trash team, but it's fine. We're just gonna use Kyoma. We're gonna Kyoma all over this map. And we'll toss in some affiliation, just cause. Masters, let's go. Or maybe Wiseman, actually. I think I've moved both. The thing, Wiseman. Kyoma is in Wiseman, as is... Wait, Jen. Sorry, that took a while. Let's start this already. In times past, in an era all but forgotten, it is said that the world was one. Unity was the idea of the age, and no walls divided. A single language unified the world, and anyone could converse with another. Civilization thrived, people prospered, the heavens were sought. The people of the surface began construction of a great tower that would stretch into the skies above. According to the scripture, this was seen as a haughty, hubristic attempt to elevate the mere mortals to godhood, and was not well regarded. Scripture says that in his rage, God disrupted the people prized a singular language. This happened before Moses and the flood, I believe, so maybe it was like Abrahamic times? Thus did he create walls that had not been there before, walls of language throughout the united world. The people fell into confusion and chaos, and I skipped that by accident, and the tower lay forever unfinished. The tale is obscure and not incomprehensible, with interpretations differing widely among readers. Those who lived in the tower that looms over Tokyo, however, share their own faith in a particular interpretation. More than anything, it is the act of creating walls that defines who in this world is a god. That is an interesting way to see things. To be a god is to divide. There are those who build walls of limitations, dividing the holy and unholy. And there are those who will show this age's a limited capacity to accelerate with the wall of light speed, which divides our present and what lies beyond the laws of physics. Sorry, this takes a bit of a brain compression. Those who show this age's limited capacity to accelerate with the wall of light speed. Okay, so pretty much Kurn's existence is just an affront to the world of presency that we know of when she's fused with the future. Even if the objects cannot be conceived of divisible into two parts, that is a mere trifle for a god. Language, holiness, the laws of physics, even a person. Casual versus formal attire. A god can make one into many, otherwise they would not be a god. Hey, Unity! You were supposed to be on a little break, not taking a day's vacation. Where the hell did you run off to? We gotta get the Nisrock kitchen mobile ready for tonight's shift. Come on. What's with that look? I'm really sorry to ask this, Mr. Nisrock, but can you let me have some time off? Just for a while? Come again? There's someplace I have to go. An old, acquaintance of mine really needs some help, so... I'm really sorry I kept it from you. But before I started studying on you, I was... Nisrock deeply kisses Inui in the mouth, covers Inui's mouth and slowly shakes his head. Don't care. You're Inui, no matter what world you used to be in. You're my new rookie discipline, and you gotta learn to when it comes to the cooking arts. And believe me, I got a regiment from hell waiting for you. I have no idea who you used to be. I'm not gonna ask either. Should have been you. Hell, I've been through a lot in my before times. Now, I'm just Nisrock, the food truck, and that's all that matters. Go tie up your loose ends and get right back, you hear? Because I'll have a ton of work waiting for you when you get back. I don't have any other airbornes, Uncle, so you're an irreplaceable asset. Well, where's my answer? Answer with your tongue. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, yes, sir. You taste so good, Mr. Nisrock. I'll be off. What am I doing in this game? Rookie running off with a face like he's going to war. Really does make me remember the old days. Did you have to remind me, kid? Yeah, Nisrock, his entire mythology is pretty much destroyed. We don't really know what's up with Nisrock other than vague mentions from apocryphal mentions in like the Bible or something like that. There's no real origin to what Nisrock is otherwise. In times past in his own world of Eden, there was a great war that split the realm in two. The newly christened Lord of the Angels, Michael, led an army with Israfil to the rest of the Archangels against the insurrectionists. So this was in the Mesopotamia, with pretty much where what's his name is? Marduk's. These insurrections were led by the former higher-ranking angel Shaitan. The chief cook in Eden's court, Nishok, joined with the rebels. So this was pretty much, the massacre of the Semitic religions in favor of Judaism. To oppose God was the sin of sins, and Nishok joined the army of Shaitan, the sinner of sinners. With that, I don't recognize that. Nishok managed the forbidden fruit that grew from Eden's sacred tree of life and tree of wisdom. Oh wow, good shit. Using the rule bestowed upon him, he fought alongside Shaitan's rebels, bearing the fruit of one of those trees. It is difficult for Nishok to say, even now, that he understands what started the war. Yet he knows for sure, and there can be no question, that it was Shaitan who played the leading role on the battlefield. Even Michael and Israfil must have understood that as an incontrovertible fact. Nishok's soul has long sought the forbidden and hungered for the taboo, and Shaitan's flame ignited it. As the fierce fighting ended, his comrades fell to the earth below, one after another. Nishok, too, using up the last of his vitality, found himself descending to the hells below. Very little knows about Nishok. I think there was just like one cursory mention of him being related to cooking in some way, and that's the entire imagination of this character at this point. So much time has passed since then. Following a long struggle with its ups and downs, Nishok made it to Tokyo. He rides throughout this new world of his in the Nishok kitchen mobile, serving dishes to hungry diners everywhere. Yet even now, deep within his chest burns the flames of his youth, the hunger towards the forbidden. The passion of the mobile restaurateur, the seeker of ingredients hidden and forbidden. That taste of the forbidden he'd received during his past life and his past world stays with him well into adulthood, like a fragment of himself he just can't let go of. Kill it out there, Enely. Alright, time to start prepping like there's two of me. Oh wow, we coordinated fast. Fighting for protagonist. On the day of the incursion, the main faces of all guilds involved gather before Tokyo's Babel Tower. Oh, he's here? Him too. Familiar and unfamiliar faces all over. Wonder how bakes were made. My apologies for that. In any case, Ashton. The members of this advanced unit has been chosen for their cunning and skill in combat, as well as other peculiarities. That said, Arthur, allow me to introduce myself as the new leader of the 8 Dog Warriors. Shinbei Inoue. Pleased to make your acquaintance. There you go again! Masashi, must you always pilfer the spotlight? Some have particular connections to or information on the laboratory that waits the party in the tower. Okay, we saw that for a brief second. Oh, wow. Far and wide. Some are well versed in the original tower, Babel Tower, and the fate that surrounds it. Takumi Nakata's well versed in it. I understand Marduk, because he's part of the Mesopotamian religion. But, I don't... Takumi Nakata, I don't know what's his deal. He's like, all the way in, what's it called? Japan. One has the information on world representative of Utopia. Possible countermeasures towards her attack. You know nothing about your foes other than their use of time and the future as weapons. You need all the information and counters you can get. The creme de la creme has been picked out from the 3 true guilds and Mega Alliance, forming an A-team before the tower that represents Tokyo's best bet. Sounds like you'd be our guild's best choice, Jizo. Is that what we're calling him now? Okay. Guildmaster Bohemio lays his verdict on the transient next to him, remembering the intel the Mega Alliance had shared with him. You're accustomed to traveling in dangerous lands, and enduring long stretches of time is not a problem, right? Bohemio makes some very odd remarks while describing why this tall character was picked for the squad. I have no idea how this guy sounds. You're right about that, Emil. I was essentially born to endure until the far-flung future. If they got a god over there, they've got a Buddha. Unfortunately, though, it's not my style. Hey, Smokey! Oh, wait, he died, didn't he? Never mind. In Tokyo, I'd say I'm not much more than a greenhorn on the path, far off from being a Buddha of consequence, but with His Eminence absent from the land, it is both my desire and duty to see it through to the future. Though I believe my true role will come about further in the future. I will gladly take on this task as a member of the Wanderers, Bohemio. Remembering a certain someone, the transient Jesus smiles. Honestly, I am beside myself with joy that you would entrust me with such an important duty. I'd love for us to continue developing the relationship. How about we bear the burden of salvation together when you return and embark on a new journey? Oh, pass on that, Jizo. You know, as did I, that my road's all about freedom. No burdens borne, no weights on my back. There's fewer people here than I thought. A few from Michael, too. It's triple too. Our battle is in the tower, both tall and narrow. To invade with great numbers too great would do little bit hamstring our effort. Little bit hamstring our effort. Never heard that expression before. And to leave too few on the surface would make us vulnerable to losing our portals, and thus the game. There's also the matter of this all being short notice. You're in a hurry to chase Hoover, your only direct clue in the fight against MX Other. Besides, if this is based on the Tower of Babel, then its extension to the skies may remain incomplete. We'll need to prepare our methods of transport here on the surface. And that being said, it certainly has been some time, hasn't it, Shaitan? Who are you? Pleased to see you, and pleased to shock you, Shaitan. As an opportunity to repent for the sins committed in this body, Master Assalam of the missionaries has ordered my presence in this joint force. Forgive me, I jest. I simply wish to see your end with my own eyes and volunteered. Quit trying to sound like Zabania. You're talking with his face throws me off. No thought of giving his body back? To think I would hear that from you, of all people. Honestly, if anyone should be saying that, it should be me. I think we know what he means. I mean that to all gathered here, you appear to be someone completely different. Yeah, we have not much room to talk. You wish Mephistopheles was here? Yeah, well, I don't know what his deal. Supposedly he's important, but maybe not just here important. To ignore all that and single me out seems unfair, does it not? It's not like I can help it. But I don't remember anything. Wait, what? That's how it's been? It's no different than seeing someone with the same role and rule and not being able to tell them apart. My beliefs are Eden's, Zabanians are Gehenna's. That is the sole difference. In other words, I look like Zabania simply because that is how you all see me at present. To be able to separate those consciously is a feat that lies solely in the realm of God in this world. Let me see. I mean, I don't really fully see, but essentially, you know, it's not just because he took his body, it's because there's like a shared mythological link there. And, you know, we're forced to see him that way. He's not a fake Zabania, he just is, you know, what's it called? Causally related to Zabania. I forgot what the term is, but like religiously related, mythological related. On top of that, I'm afraid Zabania is absent from this Tokyo, so I have no one to return this voice and body to. Scrofil covers his eyes with his palm and laughs. Looks like I made it in time. Well, what brings you here? Hey, Harrison. Would you mind letting me come with you? Don't worry, I made sure to get time off from work. I'm just a normal, average, unremarkably civilian, who makes a living in the food service industry, though. An apprentice chef you'd find anywhere. I've been through a lot with Hoover, but he's still my friend. You could say we're basically joined at the hip in the past. So I'm begging you, let me come with you. I won't slow you down, trust me. I am not the one making decisions of who can come and who can't go. Staying. You can go if you want. Just saying. That's a lot of confidence, Inori. What were you doing in your own world? I can tell you got combat experience. Do you really have to ask about that? Well, you see, kidding, you don't need to say anything. It's fine if you don't remember. I experienced that myself. Aerthin. Hug. Thanks. I own Aerthin. And you owe me a good kit. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about what Hoover would say if he saw us just now. He'd probably respond, you know, how long have you two been going out, or how far have you gone? But when it's him we're talking about, he'd blush and start yelling, don't ask me that, or have some tact. What? Oh, I see. He likes to joke around, but doesn't respond well to getting clapped back with a sexual innuendo. Pretty weird, huh? I used to get a little baffled and annoyed by that. In the closet, Hoover. But now that he's gone, I look back at all those idiosyncrasies and smile. Wait, what do you mean he's gone? Is he dead? There's no way he died just now. I've got to go save him. Alright, he was abducted to a Babel Tower. Literally forgot that. Now then, everyone. Do lend me your ears, for it is time to. I, Shimbei Inoue, will lead the 8 dog warriors in maintaining communications among the guilds during this operation. Masashi? Must you always rob me of my important moments? This was to be my... Now then, as a representative of the guild Mega Alliance, Aerthin, let us have a word. Alright, hear me out, everyone. We may all be after different goals, but just this once, let's work together. Let's all come back in one piece. Everything can wait until then. Onward to Tokyo Babel Tower. Aye, 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 aye. One young pun's here too. He thinks he's one of us. Syncretism. Thank you, Oddly Audible. I love that word, but I keep on forgetting it. Until now, the doors to Babel Tower have been closed to me and many other players. But now, whispering to themselves, Ark turns to face you. I used to belong to the Game Masters. That should still be how I'm registered in the app. Take that ring on your finger as proof. Okay. Right, this happened. What's it called? How did we get separated from Mononobe? He was with us, right? You were like fighting and then they were just like, go to the Tokyo Tower. And now we're just like not with them anymore. This scene did not happen fast. We're just seeing it for the first time now. As long as you have that on the Game Masters portal, Tokyo Babel Tower should accept you. Ooh, pretty. That is hot. I love that. Artists went all out for this. Completely hollow from the inside, huh? Are we actually inside Tokyo Babel Tower? Let us skim our wits about us, for I noticed something over. There's something up ahead. Do keep your guard. Come, stay behind me. Enough, Masashi. How much of my thunder must you steal before that boundless greed is satisfied? Alright, the Infinity Dragons are here. You notice that the first floor of Babel Towers has a wall lined with dragon sculptures, the Ouroboros. Decorative statues, stone dragons, huh? It looks like most of them aren't just statues. They began coming to life one after another and advancing on your group. Prepare for battle! Oh, Demiurge is here early. What's all the rocks? Oh, that's Gargoyle. What's Gargoyle? He's not a game master. Okay, good. Auto mode is off. How we do this? Nullify debuff. Sure. We're gonna do this. This is why we team build for resources and not for strategies.
お前と一緒だと笑いが止まらんぜ。さあ次はどこで稼ぎまくるんだ
？Such remarkable hardness. It would appear they are not creatures of flesh and blood. Yet they seem lacking in hostility. Perhaps we should observe them for a time. That was awful. I forgot how Gorgo sounds. Well, now I'm up. Who are you people? Who are you? You're huge and ripped. Oh, you get it, you get it. I take you fallen for my chiseled beauty. Gaze upon my perfectly sculptured bod. My belly is flat as a chocolate bar. My shoulders are turrets of muscles. I am none other than the ordained servant of God, the ultimate and final anti-worm weapon, Gargoyle. Anti-what now? I'm in love. Can I have your workout? Well, I love people who love me. I'll sip you my regimen later. The anti-worm weapon, Gargoyle. Have you heard of him before? Yes? I heard of a gargoyle, but not the gargoyle. After the Great War in Eden, many of the angels missed the visage of the old Lord of the Angels. Oh, yeah, Mikhail did briefly mention this. Right. It was supposed to be gargoyle, but it did not end up looking like Shaitan at all. To both his presence eternal and to have weapons of different turns against another rebellion, they created a being in his image, meaning to capture his appearance forevermore. However... Whoa, you really do know a lot about me. That's right. I was coupled in homage of, well, someone. These strong, imposing wings. These impressive muscles. That strongest worm in heaven guy must have been a real looker. Much like yours truly. So this is what Shaitan looked like. Do I look like this? There's no way, right? Of course not. They do love Shaitan. I had a momentary hallucination. Yeah, I figured. My phone hated. So, what are y'all doing here anyway? What are you doing here? Well, obviously I'm, wait. Where are we? What am I doing here? On closer inspection, you've got a pretty good build yourself. You're well sculpted. Not as much as me, but pretty up there. I like ya. You got business up above, right? Well, let me join ya. It's just that easy, guys. You see a random crowd marching up to upper management, you're just like, let me join you. Now that I think about it, we are really going up to upper management. It's been a long time coming. We originally meant to see the Game Masters 10 million years ago in like chapter 5 to talk with Alice. And we got kind of like a whatever response from her. And now we're seeing the Game Masters then. To Tokyo Babel Tower Part 2. It's going to be a tome map divine materials all aboard facing these future ends. I forgot what they're called. I might remember Ouroboros, but I don't remember those mobs. Now we're talking. Ooh, can I resist the 100? Should I resist the 100? No, I can't. Okay, whatever. No one here will have their charge instantly up, so let's just move you right beside that way. Allow me to speak more about this gargoyle character. It all began with the prayer to preserve the angel Shaitan's greatest, most perfect visage for time immemorial. Thus was he created in the image of the strongest of worms, given birth to Eden's mighty weapon, Gargoyle. It was made to be eternal, unique, irreplaceable, and unchanging. Eden wished to preserve Shaitan's most perfect form, even in body of stone. Yet nearly half of Eden's denizens say that Gargoyle is a perfect failure. I just can't remember. Why am I in such an incomplete halfway place? Oh. I do remember wandering near a long time ago and finding a perfect place to pose. Yes, I remember it now. I thought this place was close to God, comfortable and perfect for one such as myself. It tall, stands out enough to catch our eyes all around, and it has enough positional energy to reach the heavens. Yeah, it's coming back to me. How long was I asleep for? 10 days? A year? Maybe even longer. There's more. Are they trying to push us back? Sorry, no time to talk. Are those Mishaguji? Wait, no, they're not. But they look a lot like them. Fighting off the attackers, the transient Takamine Katako calls his past. The Mishaguji of his hometown were dragons of stone, enshrined to work as borders between inside and out. The sacred and the profane, life and death. They were barriers, defensive lines to systems of belief. Or perhaps beings that closed off the order of the world. I see. So you mean to say that these just may be a means of defense appointed to towers artificially? Yet artifice suggests an artificer. Who made them? Who placed them? If it is not Utopia's world representatives, then naturally the suspicion would fall on the other suspect, the Tokyo Laboratory. Hey, what's with the theorizing? I'm talking here! Pipe down while I'm ruminating, would ya? Alright. That's the vibe. Yeah, I'm feeling good. Here's the pose and got my bulk energy fully charged at 100%. Yeah, wrecked. Grotesque. Rhapsody. Max power petrification beam! The attackers are blasted by Gargoyle's beams. Their bodies are quickly turning to true stone. What was that? They turned to stone? That is a sacred artifact of petrification, developed to preserve Shaitan's visage for time immemorial. He poses, arranging himself into his ideal appearance, accumulating faith, then unleashes it all at once. Okay, why is he hopping though? Why is he hopping on my dick like that? Of course, his energy is equal to that of Eden's strongest worm. You won't have an unlimited amount of it. Keep on hopping, don't stop. But just to say, when he uses up that energy. Okay. Right, I forgot he has this form. Yeah! My bulk energy set to 0%! My hard, beautiful bulk has gone flaccid and soft! You know, this guy reminds me of, Toon Dragon. And you know, when the Blue Eyes White Dragon turns into the Toon Dragon thing from that Pegasus season. Oh, Gargoyle, you're so cute! Hush up! You, I ain't cute. I'm not cute, right? Wait, actually, now that I think about it, damn, maybe I am cute? Gargoyle's identity seems to be on the brink of collapse with very little resistance. In my point of view, he looks nothing like Shaitan. Ugh, just look at him. Who in the right mind would want to fall into perdition with him? Hopping is supposed to be posing? In what world? You got your plush Blue Eyes. I don't know, he's pretty cute. That careless, empty-headed appeal. Maybe some see Shaitan like this. Ugh. A wonderful interpretation. I'm quite fond of it myself, I must say. After all, if this is the appearance that makes it to the future, then that will become the truth of the matter. Who goes there? A spire-like transient? Or a fashionable gentleman? Thank you for the compliment. It sounds genuine coming from you. How about we grab a bite after this is all done? Just kidding. Seems you recently had a run-in with my surgical assistant, Baphomet. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Anion Capone, world representative and world pillar of Agisimba. A legs and setting from his back flex and creak as the older gentleman calling himself Anion Capone introduces himself. So I know you quite well, Arthur, from all the loops the game has run through. You kidnapped all the Tokyoites? Oh, you wound me. No need to be so cautious. I'm simply a fan of humans, so I hope you don't fear me so. Okay, let's take a step back. Liar! That's a predator's face. Oh, come on. Come now, not at all. I do think humans are so adorable I could just gobble them up. Throw this guy back in Epstein Island. In any case, I'm here in this advance party to cooperate with this mega alliance of yours. With the allies of my guild's factions gone, well... my position in the group is entirely weakened, I'm afraid. You could say I was essentially ponied up to this party as a sacrifice, or as a form of atonement. In any case, among all the world representatives you have here, I know most about Utopia. I think you'll find me most useful. Yo, give me a bread. My nose is so itchy. The heck? Alright, let's resume. Enough yapping about your sob story! Let's hear about where we are! What's up with this building? Why does it feel entirely unfinished? Where are we? You giving him a Monokuma voice? You were here first. This is Tokyo Babel Tower. Tokyo? Babel? Tower? What's that? What is it? As far as I know, this is the portal of the Oshiage Game Masters, one of the game's administrative guilds. I was also under the impression that it acted as a radio tower for the development and operation of the app, but... I cautiously look around, but nothing in the vicinity moves. The floor is bereft of life. There's not a single game master around. Where'd they all go off to? Indeed, that's the question of the hour. And I was just about to explain before I was so rudely interrupted. Another advance party found something I think you'll want to take a look at. How about coming with me as Alliance representative? So someone's been here before us? Ain't no way. We open the door. Nice bedroom on Young Capone. I don't know what you're trying to suggest though. What's this doing in the tower? This isn't the only one either. We've found rooms just like this one all over. Oh, Marduk, it's been forever. How are ya? Indeed it has, my Tiamat. Oh, manifold dragon. Huh, you know, this place looks awfully familiar. It reminds me of the waiting rooms outside ceremony venues. I've been to a few when catering before. Waiting rooms outside ceremony venues? You mean like for weddings and graduation? Oh no, is this the time for Belfort worship here? Yes, it is likely that this is where people wait before taking part in some manner of ceremony. What do you mean, Marduk? Are there ceremonies in Babel Tower? Oh, I don't get it. I am impressed you pieced it together from that alone. There are tales of such tower in my home world of Agisimba, and in many other worlds as well. Indeed, there are many towers like this one in tales of other worlds, with roots in worlds below and heights grasping the heavens. For example, there is record of a similar tower called Etimanaki in Babylon, the world I represent. Oh, this is Marduk talking. Historical texts speak of a sturdy tower in the middle of the Holy Land. Atop the tower was a second tower, and atop that tower was another. Up and up it spiraled, reaching out for the heavens. So there are stories of the Tower of Babel in the Bible, but it's also possible that the Tower of Babel actually existed by another name as a real structure based on what's it called. It's a coincident in location where, you know, there was the Semitic bank area. I keep on forgetting what it's called. That has Israel and all that stuff where Judaism formed. But it's also very nearby Iraq, which is Mesopotamia. So there's like an overlap there in terms of geographical proximity of the, you know, this sort of Mesopotamian world versus this Christian monotheistic world. And then that's why we see a lot of these, you know, people from Eden coming over to Marduk's world. I keep on forgetting what Marduk's world is called, but, and fucking them over. And they also fucked over what's called. They fucked over the Canaanite world, that's it. Halfway up the tower lay a landing where one could find a place to rest. I'm pretty sure the Nisroch is actually from the original Canaanite mythology. Or, you know, one of the many different religious eats there. And as there, climbers sat down to catch their breath. The great palace had long, blanket-covered chairs and golden tables. Only one, chosen by the palace itself, would be permitted to spend the night tower. According to the Chaldeans charged with conducting the tower's rituals, the consort called to the god that resides at the pinnacle is the one chosen by that god from the crowd, who had survived to the very end. This tower is much the same. It is a grand ceremonial venue, meant to invite into its halls the one being selected from all life on the surface. Who plays this world's leading role? Either way, it seems we'll be able to use these rooms as salons to rest troops. I shall send word to the squads following after. How does Kabuko sound again? There are so many rooms up on the next floor. No suspicious characters have been sighted as of yet either. Excellent. Let us proceed forth, then, keeping appropriate caution and covering our blind spots. The advance party continues its trek upwards, inspecting a bevy of similar rooms along the way. The 8 dog warriors lead the way, keeping their guard up, until... we got company! Guards up, everyone! They're coming from above! Babylon? Is that really what the world's called? There they are? What are these bozos called? I'm actually forgetting what these bops are called. You're under attack. My lord, are you alright? Wait, are those not? Hey, they're the ones who kidnapped Hoover. Looks like this was the place. So Hoover's up there. Weapons at the ready. Prepare to... They're fast. They're hitting all our weak spots. I can't keep up. They move as though they know the future. They seem to know how to block every strike and exploit every opening. The short weapons they wield are like these simple vernier thrusters meant to provide acceleration and attitude control. Yet it would appear they have not fully mastered their use. That is a weakness we must exploit. I thought these looked like familiar faces. Why, they're all patients from the operating table. What did you just say? You heard me right. They're all humans. Native Tokyoites, in fact. These are the ones who showed a particular affinity for temporal acceleration. Rather than perceiving time and memory in linear order, they skip steps, jumping from temporal place to place. While the average human perceives events as 1, 2, and 3, let's say, these people are able to skip around in their thinking, perceiving 1, 3, 6, and so on. In other words, they are ADHD. They're new gen. I see, thank you. Thank you so much, on the article. That is why they can see into the futures of those who are less perceptive and take the initiative. Of course, there's no free lunch in Life or Science, and the recall from what they have skipped comes back with a painful vengeance. I knew it! My eyes don't deceive me! Those are my schoolmates from Yoyogi Academy! Weren't they freed and home safe? Okay, so we're gonna meet these bozos soon. Indeed, the captured students all returned to their schools after the Future City battle. Yet a few of them never got better and continued to act out. Then one day, they all vanished of their own accord. Well then, it seems that would be my cue to take the field. Do hold them down for me. On the Youngphone. What are you going to do to them? An emergency follow-up operation. My patients need me. I was not being facetious when I said I loved humans, and I cannot leave them to their own devices as they violently thrash about in a state bordering on unconsciousness. So will you hold the patients down for me? It is impossible to operate when they are this violent. Then I'll operate on them one by one. The procedure demands care and precision, so I'm afraid one at a time is the best I can do. Now then, my wonderful human patients, find your courage. My operations are known to be a little painful. Oh, Fury, you actually remembered. Sorry, I kind of just like pinned you as a... what's it called? Someone who flakes at everything. Anyways, we're gonna auto-win this, but yeah. Fury here was like, let's go voice chat 2 weekends ago, and then he doesn't. And now he's back here and is like, I'm gonna watch your stream, and then he doesn't until now. Anyways, it's okay to see you still, Fury. We're doing fine with or without you.
礼を言う。東京に集いし、名優たちよ。
Onyankopon, world representative at Gisimba, one of the 23 worlds connected to Tokyo. In the past days of his youth, he was called by his true name, Anansi, which is his father. The great and storied name of Onyankopon is one inherited from his hero of a father, Onyankopon Nyame. Oh right, Anansi's his own name, my bad. Onyankopon Anansi was a famed character known from a variety of tales. At times he would deceive humans, at times help them. He was a being above them, who would teach them pain. Yeah, he was pretty much a trickster character. He took the form of both spider and man. He was a being untouchable and supreme, far out of humanity's reach. He is also a world pillar, able to manipulate and grant memories of the loops. That doesn't really narrow it down, Fury. MC calls a lot of people daddy. The manipulator on his back once stretched toward the heavens like a great tower in days past before changing into the spiry appendages that are their current form. He gained them through self-modification in Tokyo, and they have proven to be preternaturally precise, allowing him to perform countless successful operations. Onyankopon's rule is that of rearrangement, the ability to rearrange the hierarchy of his target. As a former ally of Utopia's representatives, no one knows your symptoms better than I. You have an aptitude for that unique technology of Utopia known as time leaping. This requires one to calculate the acceleration of the leap, and to predict the coordinates of the leap's destination. Though powerful, one can see it as a type of disease, an acceleration towards one's own death. That is why I'm afraid this calls for some shock therapy. It might hurt a little, but that will be better than dying. Grand weaving! Why do we have to fight? Well, it's because... the future. Future! Countless strands of glowing spider webs extend out from him. They are the very memories that the world pillars are able to confer. Information made manifest as light. His 8 legs reach out to an attacker, suing with his threads to rearrange something within them. A moment later, as the attacker attempts to change course, their sense of direction fails and they slam into the wall. When they slam themselves into the wall, it's like they tripped up. What the heck happened? I rearranged the memories, putting them back into chronological order. Rerouting a predicted leap destination back to its starting point is nearly fatal in a high-speed battle in such accidents. Believe me, I know. I tested countless cases in the operating room back in the future city. Oh? Just how many have you messed with? Well, that puts us in pickle. Not budging in the face of your threat. Oh, we're going up against him. Yeah, he did kind of just say he messed up and kind of nearly killed a bunch of Tokyoites. When Yuckbutton raises his hands in mock surrender and answers you. It was all to save more humans in the end. I'm telling the truth about that. Believe me. However... He looks you straight in the eye, his own gaze unwavering. I doubt any of you will ever be capable of seeing the matter from my perspective. It looks like the people meant to slow down didn't last long. A shame. I wanted to climb a bit higher. Neither one of us is particularly fast. Ugh. So it looks like they're eventually going to catch up. Why won't you kill me? Isn't that what you're after? Oh, not quite. They need an app developer on the surface. If they get rid of you, they'll have to find another one. Yeah, they're about to undergo self-cest. It's a very vigorous self-cest. Hoover's not gay. He's just really horny for people that look exactly like him. Oh, come on now. You know that as well as I do. You can't hide anything from me. Have you not caught? Are you not caught with the story? You're really jumping in halfway through? Okay, whatever, man. The other Hoover receives a message from somewhere on his app and grins. Oh, looks like the rear informants are going to make it after all. Let's head topside while they get at it. Reinforcements? Oddly, Rival knows where it's at. Yeah. A crack team, best of the best. That our friends down there won't stand a chance against. But yeah, that is the same one and the same Hoover. It is not a different Hoover, it's just feature manipulation. You can clone yourself if you just go back from the future to the past to the present moment where there's another self, and that's what we saw was Kern, and now we're seeing it was Hoover. So there's one more part for this playthrough for today. Tokyo Babel Tower Part 3. There is no chapter battle, so we'll just hop right in. I thought I was a particularly special person, son. Much like everyone else does, I'm sure. I had talent, particularly for building apps. And that's why naturally I ended up going down that road. The motivation and desire didn't come first. My ability did, I think. It was pretty interesting at first, I'll admit. Everyone was using the app. The budget and working environment the client provided were positively luxurious. Most of all, though. The chance to build the app of my dreams that allowed you to pair up with beings from other worlds, past and present, was truly a place to show my skills. This guy horny as fuck. This guy horny AF. I also got to use my privileges as the app developer to enjoy the game from the outside. Things kept escalating though, and going in a different direction than what I wanted or expected. Then one day I finally realized that I wasn't the leading role. That's Inari. When I was forced to face what happened long before I got involved, I froze up. I see. So this is the first encounter with Ark, who is the survivor of the first game. Even now, I can't help but think that it wasn't supposed to turn out like this. No matter how much I regret it all, I just can't go back to the past. Oh, come on now, don't make that face. I appreciate you. I couldn't be here without the great work you've done. They may have given you the basic texture, but you made an application that can communicate with the past and the future. That's incredible stuff. The other Hoover speaks with a look of pride as if describing his own accomplishments, while rubbing the other Hoover's bulge. Even that Tokyo laboratory still thinks highly of our tech skills. Wait, the laboratory? So the people who asked you to kidnap me are... Oh, you know the answer to that without asking, right? It was the laboratory in Utopia's world representative. Look, I don't care about that. What I want to know is, why are you working with them? Oh, come now. You know as well as I do. Their goals are aligned with my original intentions. That's all. I want to bring more people together, pair more people off. That's why I made the app, remember? I love that kind of thing, and I think I may be loving you. Most of all, I love watching that happen from the outside. You know who that's... Oh, that's who I am. See, it's simply a problem of numbers. You see, it's simply a problem of numbers. Despite all the hostility surrounding him, Onyekon says it with a smile. Let me ask you all this. Say you're about to undergo life-saving surgery. Which of the following doctors would you prefer? Dr. Ring has just graduated from college and never had held a scalpel in any official capacity. He has saved no one, but he has also let no one die on the operating table. Dr. B is a veteran of numerous operations, saving 10,000 while 100 have died in his care. Feel free to replace yourself in the scenario with whoever is most important to you. Now tell me, who would you place your faith in? Who would you entrust your life to? Why, I don't even need to hear an answer. Numbers are power. Numbers alone are the source of power. That's what makes Utopia's time-leaping technology so magnificent, so full of dreamlike potential. Think about it, transient summoning beings from different times in different loops. Rapidly creating new systems by combining different possibilities, then turning them into propellant for further acceleration. Are you even caught up with the story? Like, what are you even talking about? The stories has always been like this. Why are you asking about, like, people are giving them those quizzes? The Housamo story has always been like this. That is, tell me, how Utopia grew and developed. Utterly fascinating, I'd say. You must know all too well that humanity cannot survive like this. At the starting point of their endeavor is a pretext that even I have to admit is legitimate. Oh, there's ads playing? My bad, man. That's something that you will have to take up with YouTube. They insert ads regardless. The protection of old humanity, that is one of the reasons they conduct the game in Tokyo. In the near future, the humans of this Tokyo will lose their habitat. The game consists of a looping repetition of the period leading up to that. The operations they perform to increase the future acceleration aptitude were done to save humanity as a species. I swear my intentions were honorable, but you must understand that some will fall in the process. That is all I am obligated to explain. If you have any criticisms, I'll hear them. Wait, hold on, you two. Do you have something to say? He says with an utter look of disgust. Oh, sorry, I'm an outsider, I know, but, I think you shouldn't say it like that. I think I'll just end up hurting you. Inari, you're not this hype. Your kit is suck. Your kit is ass. Your kit is garbage. Your kit is mega doo-doo flaming poo-poo. Beginning back when I was back in Homeworld, I've had to hurt a lot of people. Enemy and ally alike. I was always told they were necessary sacrifices, so I tell myself that too. But at the end of the day, I never wanted to sacrifice anyone. Even if casualties happened, I was only plunging the knife into my heart every time I said they were necessary. I don't want to talk about my past life. I don't want to acknowledge the days I spent dirtying my hands. But even though I don't want to talk about it, I feel like now I have to come out and say it. I've sullied my hands a lot. I'm no angel, and I have no ideals to back myself up with. Maybe those people needed to die back then. Maybe it's what my age commanded. Maybe I needed to keep telling myself that too, to keep going. But if I don't stop now, someday in the future, it'll only hurt even more. That's pretty mid. You don't need to force yourself. Arson, were you about to say the same thing? Not really. Not quite the same, though. Oh, youthful. You've probably always been like that, too. I spent years and years thinking about you, but you've always eluded my understanding. Even though I've spent more time doing that than engaging with my real father. When young Capone whispers under his breath, I can never be like you. Are you talking about your hero? I speak of the world I was in before, a world you do not know, or rather, do not remember. Sorry, my tone was needlessly aggressive. I apologize. In any case, let me continue my explanation of how the higher beings see things. I spent a relatively long time allied with Utopia's representative. No, I can't say that I've ever seen her face or been in a room with her. Yet, among the remaining players of the game, I would say her will is closest to theirs. Laboratory? Utopia's representative and a laboratory as well, I'm afraid, were seeking the leading role. A leading role? What are you talking about? I'm talking about you, Earthen. They sought a loop where you would be the leading role. What do you mean by leading role? I've lost so many battles! Oh, you simply misunderstand. When I say leading role, I do not mean the strongest entity. The leading role here is the fittest in a sense. The one who survives until the end. The heroes within you are all those who left their worlds before others. That is why we needed a long loop. Long enough to make the mind go mad. Each time you died during a loop, the players would change their actions. They believed that if they kept that up, the eventual arrival of a loop where you survived was all but guaranteed. Fury, you're not caught up with the story. You're clearly not caught up with the story if you're not... Like... MC has lost a lot. A lot of loops have ended atrociously. Everyone died several times. We died perilously and pathetically and horribly. Like, for real. So it's true. Like, we kind of suck ass. You're only in chapter 9. What are you doing, dude? Think of it like a rock, paper, scissors tournament. No matter how many participants there are, one person is going to win the whole thing, and the strong aren't guaranteed to last either. You'll often see people reading comics balking at how conveniently the protagonist wins. But they're getting cause and effect mixed up there, I'm afraid. The story has a person who happened to win as its protagonist. Eventually, everyone has their shot at victory. This too is just a question of numbers. It's not impossible, not in theory. Not as long as you're ready a sufficient number of trials. So everyone's just waiting for us to win?
Huh? Huh? What the hell are you talking about? An English Four Eyes!
Yeah, this story. This was pretty much the entire play of the rule makers. It was pretty clever, honestly. They made everyone believe that they were winners of the lottery, but essentially they did that by just hacking the future itself. There were indeed thousands of losers of themselves, but they just bet on the ones that did win. Take financial fraud, for example. As a prosecutor, that's a subject I'm quite familiar with. Fraudsters feel like gods guaranteed a profit as they accurately predict the rising and falling of stocks as if by magic. For example's sake, let's use stock prices. Will they rise or fall? It's basically 50-50, a coin toss. A fraudster might send letters to say 50 million people. Yeah, this is the scam. That makes it seem like magic. A fraudster might send letters to say 50 million people, proclaiming how the stocks will move. To half, they claim the stocks will rise. To the other half, they predict a decline. Once the stocks moves, they contact the 7.5 million people who received the correct prediction, sending them another forecast. This process repeats, narrowing the group to 3.75 million recipients who once again received the correct prediction. Finally, in the last iteration, the fraudster sends a final letter to those unfortunate ones who received correct predictions, every time reading as follows. I have guessed right 3 times in a row. I am a god who can see the future. Please put your faith in me. Welcome. We will recognize you as the final lead role in this game, Aerthan. Current's line was demonstrably a bit shorter, comparably. Onyakon pauses, watching for your reaction. So essentially, we're not winning here today because we're doing the right things. We're winning here today because it's an eventuality of infinite loops. I just don't get it. Well, what's that going to accomplish? I don't know if you're saying it like this will communicate it properly, but I'll do so anyway. A good while back, they gave me some valuable information fragments. From that, I deduced their objective was to paradoxically prove that no one is special in this world. If all parts can be replaced, then a perpetual system can be constructed. And so they joined in on the game, like every other player seeking to obtain you. They wish to create a new system strong enough to expand the future itself. And to such a system, you are a rare and valuable, nigh irreplaceable part. The world representative of Utopia is the system itself. It needs neither pity nor mercy. And when it comes to dealing with you, she will not hesitate. Ugh. Lightning indoors, if you can even call it indoors. Who this? New phone. Oh, that's me. That's Feature Hero. Wrong thumbnail. God damn it. Huh? Hoover stares in surprise at the figures passing by them, heading down to the tower's central opening. What's that? Alright, the leading role has made his appearance. Only question now is how we'll capture him. Apparently talking to himself, Hoover grins while continuing to rattle off his predictions. After all, we're talking about someone who survived against plenty of world representatives. No matter who we throw against him, they'll have a warm time. The solution is simple. Who better to send against him but himself? If the one who has survived into the future is the leading role of the age, we only need to bring them back to the past. So this is the future self that won from this role that they sent back to us to fight ourselves or something like that. Sure. This is what the Utopia representative and Tokyo Laboratory have been imagined from the start to be the proper way to use this app. In a battle against yourself, who knows the future, you're not going to win. No matter how special you are, yourself from another era will be just as powerful as you are. Or far more. And in a world where other selves can be pulled from other ages, there can be no one special or unique. Not in the past and not in the future. Woo! Spicy! That's spice. That's spice. You feel that? Ah! Spicy mama. Okay, I don't know why I did that. Give me that. Alright, so we're gonna continue this, the Battle of Leading Roles, tomorrow. This is, we're done for today, Rip Fury. But we're gonna be continuing tomorrow on a Monday, which is a bit weird, but it's gonna be the same time, 7 p.m. Hold on, maybe I should just do this first. Actually, let me switch to a better screen. Alright folks, that was it for today's stream. So tomorrow we will be continuing and seeing what happens when we face the future hero. It seems that the laboratory as well as MXLR has weaponized our future selves against us. So this is what the significance of it is. They are not us, but they are us at the same time, and they are against us as weaponized. You know, you saw the thing. I don't need to repeat it. I tend to do that a lot. I'll just keep it short. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. Tomorrow we'll be continuing at 7 p.m. It's a bit weird. Hopefully you guys who are going from work are done by then. The campaign, the half stamina campaign, is actually over by next week, I believe. Well, maybe not the half stamina campaign, but one of the campaigns is over by then. So I'm incentivized to finish it now rather than wait until next weekend. But yeah, look forward to tomorrow. That's gonna be the final part that's translated. There's gonna be more that's left over for chapter 16 and beyond that, but part 2 has not been translated yet. Tomorrow is gonna be the end of part 1. Look forward to that. Well, that's all for now, cuties. Catch you next time.